we're going to do a practice called the Microcosmic Orbit meditation. In Chinese, it's called zhōutiān, or the small heavenly orbit. There's lots of ways of doing this practice. This is a way that I've been using lately when I guide students through it, when I have just maybe 10 or 15 minutes to guide them through an introductory version of the practice. The Microcosmic Orbit meditation, at its most basic form, is you find ways to experience movement of energy or light or something, just experiencing movement in the body, where it's as if the movement goes up along the surface of the back, down the front of the body, down below the pelvic floor, up the back, down the front, up the back, down the front, just like that. But let's just go ahead and do it. So find yourself in a place to sit. If you're sitting in a chair, that's great. If you're sitting on a cushion on the floor, or the edge of the bed, or in a car when you're not driving, whatever it might be. And for this one, it can help if you close your eyes. You can do it with the eyes open, but having the eyes closed can help focus attention inward. And to begin by noticing the parts of your body touching closest to the earth. Maybe that's your feet touching the floor. If you're kneeling or on a cushion, it might be some other part of your feet or legs, something like that. Notice those points of contact and sensation with what's below. Notice the parts of your body touching the chair or the cushion or whatever it is you're sitting on. Take a moment and imagine maybe a thin string or filament pulling gently upward on the crown point of your head, from what's called the Baihui point, or the 100 meetings point, just a fancy name for the top of your head. But imagine a thin string is gently pulling upward just to invite your spine to be a bit longer. And you're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out, and just notice the movement of the breath without trying to change it. And if the mind is wandering, or it's hard to notice things, that's fine, that's good. And if it's really easy to drop in and focus on these sensations and experiences, that's good too. Either way, be gentle with yourself. Have the tongue up to the roof of the mouth if you are able to breathe in and out comfortably through the nose right now, having the tongue touching the roof of the mouth. But mostly just breathe. If you breathe through the mouth, it doesn't feel good to have the tongue up, that works too. And imagine that you can somehow look down inside your own body, looking down from up in the head. And imagine that it's a vast open space inside your body. And imagine that you're looking down all the way down through the body to the pelvic floor, as if it's far below. And imagine that down at the pelvic floor, there's an ocean of light. The imagery here can be described in various ways, but imagine it's like liquid, like an ocean or a big lake, but it's somehow like liquid light. Whatever color the light wants to be. Maybe it doesn't have much color, maybe it just looks like water. But imagine as you look down from way up above through this open space of the inside of your body, that you notice that the water or the liquid light just very easily responds to your breath, such that as you breathe in, the surface of this liquid light ocean begins to pull gently back toward your tailbone. And as you breathe out at your own pace, the liquid light rolls forward toward the front of the body. Just imagine that, maybe visualize it as you breathe in and out. As you breathe in, the waves on this ocean of liquid light begin to pull back toward the tailbone and the sacrum. And as you breathe out at your own pace, the waves of this liquid light ocean roll toward the front of the body, just like that. Breathing in and breathing out. Tongue up to the roof of the mouth. And now play with it a little bit more so that as you breathe in your next in-breath, you're going to pull the liquid light back toward the tailbone and imagine that like a stream of it begins to rise up along the spine at the surface of the body, maybe halfway up the back. As you breathe out for now, just release the stream of light back down into the ocean, back down the way it came. So you're going to breathe in. Anytime you breathe in, you're going to pull and invite like a strand or a stream of this light to rise up along the spine, just under the surface of the body, maybe almost up to the level of your heart this time. As you breathe out, you're going to release it back down, following the leading edge of the stream each time with the eyes, just following it as you watch. Breathing in, you're going to pull it up the back. This time it rises up almost all the way up the back, following the leading edge of the light with your eyes. Breathing out, releasing it back down. It rolls down the back down into the ocean of light at the base of the spine. And then breathing in again at your own pace, it rolls up, following the leading edge of the stream of light, watching it rise up the back of the neck. And then again, just release it back down the way it came, this time rolling it back down into the ocean of light. And keep going like this, and this time breathing in, you're going to roll the stream of light up the back, following the leading edge, following with your eyes as it arcs up the inside of the back of the head. It begins to roll over the inside of the top of the head, or I guess under the inside of the top of the head, following with the eyes toward the forehead. And it begins to roll down the forehead, past the eyes along the front of the face, the tongue up to the roof of the mouth. And when the leading edge reaches the lower palate of the mouth, breathe out and push the leading edge of the stream down the front of the body, past the heart, and the abdomen, and the pelvis, back down into that liquid ocean at the pelvic floor. Continue like that, breathing in and pulling the leading edge of this stream of light, just following as it rolls up the back, following with the eyes up the back of the inside of the head, arcing over the top of the inside of the head toward the forehead and down the face, tongue up to the roof of the mouth, and then breathing out, rolling it down the front, just pushing it gently as if from above, down the front, past the heart and navel and pelvis, down back to the hui yin, or the meeting point of yin at the pelvic floor, at the perineum. Breathing in, rolling it up the back, just focusing on the leading edge of the stream up the back, over the head, to the forehead and down the face. Tongue up to the roof of the mouth, breathing out, pushing it gently from above, rolling it down the front. You can even turn your eyes in the sockets to follow the light, breathing it in, rolling the light up the back, arcing over the head to the face, down the face. Breathing out, pushing from the lower palate down the throat, the front of the heart, and the navel and the pelvis, down below at the pelvic floor. Breathing it in, up the back. Breathing it out, rolling it down the front, just like that. Breathing it in, up the back, over toward the front of the face. Breathing it out from the lower palate, rolling it down the front, arcing below the pelvic floor and the meeting point of yin. Following with the eyes, breathing it in, up the back, tongue up to the roof of the mouth. Breathing out, rolling it down the front. Stay with it like that a few more rounds. You might imagine as you breathe in that you're pulling it gently from above, rolling or pulling the stream or this leading edge of light up the back, letting it arc forward over the inside of the top of the head, When it reaches the lower palate, you breathe out like you're gently pushing it from above, guiding it down the front, following the trail with the eyes as it rolls down into the liquid ocean. Breathing it in, up the back a few more times, like that. Breathing it out, down the front, following with the eyes. And when you're ready, maybe on the next time down the front or the time after that, as it rolls down the front, when it reaches the liquid ocean, just release the pattern. Letting the ocean of light just remain in the body down low as you breathe in and out without the motion up the back. You breathe in and the body expands. And when you breathe out, just releasing back into center the abdomen and the chest. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just imagine that the ocean of light begins to roll into a big ball of light in the lower abdomen. Maybe the size of something like a soccer ball or a basketball, maybe a bit smaller, but roughly filling the space between your navel and the front and what's called the Mingmen, or the gate of life, the acupuncture point in the spine that's directly opposite the navel. So there's this ball of light without any pressure, just full of glowing light, just imagining in your lower abdomen, and look down at it. And as you breathe in, just see it gently pulse outward, maybe an inch in all directions. And as you breathe out, it releases back to whatever the size it was as you started. Just breathing in, and the ball of light gently pulses outward with the breath. And as you breathe out, it releases back into center just a few times like that. Tongue can still be up to the roof of the mouth, breathing in and breathing out as we close this out. And then when you're ready, you can either invite the ball of light just to dissipate and fade like mist, or if it feels better, you might invite it to stay. Just imagine the ball of light will remain for a while until whenever it's ready to go. Just release your attention from that area of the body and just breathing in and breathing out for a moment, bringing your attention now to the points of contact between your chair or whatever you're sitting on, and between your body, maybe your feet or your knees touching closest to the earth, depending on how you're seated. And when you're ready, if the eyes are closed, you can open the eyes and kind of look around, maybe bring some movement back to the body. And that's one version of Microcosmic Orbit, or Xiǎo zhōutiān. So when you're ready, you can go about your day, pretend like nothing happened. I'll see you next time. All right, bye.